Hi, my name's Andrew Carter. Welcome to Drew's Foods, the show where I would upset my Italian viewers if I had any. So today I'm going to be making carbonara. It's a classic Italian pasta dish from Rome. However, I'm not going to be making it correctly because I am missing a couple of the ingredients. Those ingredients are traditionally pecorino cheese, Parmesan cheese, guanciale, and eggs. And then of course pasta. I don't have any guanciale. I live in Jacksonville, Florida. It's basically impossible to find here, or I just don't know where it is. And then I also forgot to buy pecorino, so we're just gonna do it with Parmesan. But it's still gonna be really good, and I'm gonna teach you how to make it. So instead of guanciale, I have this very thinly sliced prosciutto. I'm gonna go ahead and separate these. I'm gonna give them a really rough chop, and then they're gonna go in the pan. So I started these in a cold pan. I have them now on very low heat. All I'm trying to do is render out the fat and maybe crisp up the meat a little bit. You definitely don't want it too hot. The prosciutto is so thinly sliced, it'll definitely burn very quickly. And that'll just go for a couple minutes, and make sure to keep your eye on it because, like I said, it'll burn pretty fast. While this is going, I'm going to go ahead and get my water boiling. It's kind of the longest part of this whole process, so I'm going to go ahead and do it now. And I'm only making half a pound of pasta, so I just have 2 quarts of water in there. Also, you want to make sure that you're not going to salt it until it's already boiling, because that can be bad for your pan. Yeah. So my prosciutto is finishing up right now. I didn't render out quite as much fat as I was expecting, so I am going to add just a tiny bit of olive oil here. Generally, if you were using guanciale or pancetta or something, you'd get a lot more fat out of this. I didn't really think about that, so I'm just going to add a little bit of olive oil. And the reason I'm adding olive oil is because the sauce in this dish is made up almost entirely of just eggs and fat. So I didn't want to miss out on the extra fat just because I didn't get enough from the pork. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. I'm going to show you how nice and crispy it got and all this oil I have here in the pan. And now I'm going to let this cool down for a while, and I'm going to go ahead and start the eggs. So the rule of thumb I use for making this dish is I use 1 egg yolk per serving of pasta, and then 1 full egg. So I'm making 4 servings, so it's gonna be 4 egg yolks and then 1 egg. So I've got my eggs right here. I'm gonna go ahead and separate them out. And then 1 full egg. And I'm gonna go ahead and whisk this all together. And I'm also gonna save these egg whites for maybe an omelet or give it to my dog. I don't know yet.
Now I've got my Parmesan. Now I don't really know what the measurement is for this, how much Parmesan you need, but you want a good amount. It's gonna turn into almost a paste. You don't really want it wet or runny. So that looks pretty good. And also one thing to keep in mind is the prosciutto is pretty salty and the Parmesan is pretty salty. So you don't need much salt in this dish, but I am gonna add just a tiny bit. And then you want a very good amount of black pepper. Just a lot of pepper. And my prosciutto is cooled down at this point, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the sauce here. And then all we need now is the pasta. So my water is boiling. I'm gonna go ahead and heavily salt it. And I'm gonna add half a bag of rigatoni to it. And normally, if you're making a pasta with a sauce, you want to kind of undercook your pasta and then finish it up in the sauce, but you're not gonna do that with this one because the pasta itself is actually going to cook this sauce. So we're gonna give it the full 11 minutes that it says on the package. And I'm only making about half of this. And I'll see you in 11 minutes. Okay, this pasta's almost ready. Before I take it off the heat, I'm gonna go ahead and save a little bit of pasta water. I'll talk about it in a second. Just like that. And then I have the sauce here. And you're going to go ahead and take the pasta directly out of the pot and put it right in here. And the moment it hits the eggs, you want to go ahead and stir vigorously. Now, the residual heat from the pasta is going to slowly heat up your eggs, hopefully without scrambling them. And that is what is going to turn this into the most beautiful, most glossy sauce you have ever seen. Now, from here, you can decide if your sauce is a little bit too thin, you can add some more Parmesan to it, which I'm going to do. And if it comes out a little too thick, you can add some more pasta water to help thin it out. A little bit of both. And there you have it. Beautiful.
And there you go. A simple, beautiful way to make pasta. It's only a few ingredients. There's no cream in it. And even though it wasn't completely traditional, I guarantee it's still gonna be delicious. Oh yeah, for sure. Thanks for watching.